Ever notice someone who never posts anything online? While everyone else is sharing their meals, their moments, and their milestones, these people choose to stay invisible. Not because they're hiding, but because they've figured something out that most haven't. Most people think they're just shy or paranoid, but research tells a different story. People who rarely post often have stronger emotional independence. They're not afraid of being seen, they're skeptical of what being seen has become. Social media promised connection. What it delivered was performance anxiety dressed up as community. Here's what really happens when you post. Think about it simply. When you want to share something meaningful, you don't just post it, you craft it. You pick the right angle, write the perfect caption, imagine how people will react. By the time you hit share, the experience isn't yours anymore. It's content. People who hate posting have recognized this trade. They've realized that every time they share something personal, they're swapping ownership for validation. Imagine you have a beautiful moment, something that makes you genuinely happy. The second you post it, that moment stops belonging to just you. Your joy becomes everyone's commentary. Your pain becomes everyone's entertainment. The shift that changes everything. Here's what's fascinating. Most people who don't post now used to be active online. They didn't start resistant, they participated, shared, engaged. Then something shifted. Maybe they noticed how exhausting it felt to constantly curate their life. Maybe they realized they were experiencing moments through a screen instead of through their senses. Or maybe they just got tired of performing. Because that's what it is, performance. Every caption is a script. Every photo is a stage. And the applause comes in likes and comments that trigger dopamine in your brain, the same chemical involved in addiction. Over time, you start craving that validation. You begin measuring experiences by their shareability rather than their actual impact on your life. People who resist posting have broken that cycle. Their sense of worth comes from within, not from external approval. They don't need strangers to confirm their happiness, they just need to feel it. The hidden anxiety nobody talks about. But it's not always peaceful. There's a specific anxiety that comes with social media, the constant awareness that you're being watched and judged, even when you're not actively posting. For some people, that pressure becomes unbearable. They retreat not because they don't want connection, but because the cost of digital visibility feels too steep. And here's the paradox. The platforms designed to bring us closer often leave us feeling more isolated. What happens when you step away? When you stop posting, you start noticing who actually reaches out without needing an update to prompt them. You discover which relationships were built on genuine interest versus which ones were just social media transactions. The people who don't post build their lives around unbroadcasted moments. They have conversations that don't get screenshotted. They experience joy that doesn't need witnesses. They understand that not everything meaningful requires documentation. Studies show that people who take extended breaks from social media report measurable increases in emotional stability and life satisfaction. When your identity isn't constantly being reflected back through likes and comments, it becomes more solid, more real. You stop editing your life into something digestible for an audience. You start living it in all its messy, unfiltered complexity, the deeper truth. This doesn't mean they hate technology or other people. It means they've chosen authenticity over performance. They've decided that some parts of life deserve to remain untouched by algorithms and opinions. Because once something becomes public, it stops being purely yours. It belongs to interpretation, to judgment, to the endless scroll. There's something almost spiritual about this choice. While everyone else is shouting for attention, these individuals are rediscovering their own thoughts beneath the noise. They're not invisible, they're just refusing to reduce their existence to highlights and captions. What they've understood. Think of it like this. Imagine you have a special treasure. When you keep it private, it's completely yours. But the moment you show it to the world, everyone has an opinion. Everyone compares. Everyone judges. Suddenly, your treasure doesn't feel as special anymore. That's what posting does. It takes your experiences and turns them into everyone else's content to consume. People who don't post have realized something simple but profound. Privacy isn't loneliness. Silence isn't emptiness. And being unseen doesn't mean being insignificant. Sometimes the truest way to exist is quietly, fully, without needing the world to witness every moment. That's not withdrawal, that's presence. Your turn. Drop a comment and share your story. And if this resonated with you, Hit like and subscribe because we dive deep into psychology that actually explains how your mind works. See you next time.